the fossil fuel industry unstable? You know, Mother Nature, war, whatever it is, will we be ready?
Yeah, and I agree with you entirely that we are beyond just the good feeling green approach. That moving from kind of this vocational approach to solar energy or renewable, you go from a singular conversation to many different conversations. So it's a communications plan that needs to talk to the facilities manager and talk to them in their terms in the way that they make their decisions. Similarly with the homeowners and how you're going to address their specific concerns. But one thing to also keep in mind is that as you make this move from just a completely green story to a functional story, is that there are going to be limits on what a communications program or campaign can solve. And I think that you do need to be cognizant of that and watch out for that. You can't paper over or talk about everything in a way that it's going to solve all the issues with solar or any renewable. And it's something you just need to pay attention to and be honest with the people who you're speaking.
People are looking at energy a little bit different right now. Just 5 years ago in New Jersey, less than 5% of the people, particularly residential, looked at third-party suppliers for discounted electricity. Just this year alone, 48% of consumers are using third-party suppliers to buy discounted electricity. People are now aware to a greater degree, and that's something that we need to be able to leverage.
Just sort of building on that, we're working with Smart Power under our Solarize program, and one of their big pushes is to utilize what they call solar ambassadors. And they said, the best salesperson for solar is someone who already has it. And because a homeowner who has already gone through the process, invested the time, and has paid for something or even signed a contract, they are ready to defend their decision, and they are so excited to talk about it. And we're now starting to hear from people who I probably wouldn't even have similar political views to them, and they are so excited about solar because it was a good investment, and now all of a sudden they're seeing that they're saving money, and it's a consistent income stream, and they want to talk to their neighbors, they want to talk to other people about this decision. So how can we engage them in a way that will effectively spread the word? It's a challenge we're grappling with.
Like a solar open house?
Yeah, we're seeing solar open.
Their door to their neighbors?
Exactly, block parties, open houses, ice cream socials. We're seeing, in some of our small towns, they're having like square dancing parties, and and it's very grassroots, but these are people who are just really excited to talk about it.
On the New York,
I think that's a great point, and just also, when you look at one of the gaps that we have from the residential to the large-scale market, which is like small municipalities and some schools and some of those other types of facilities, those are great places for, as they adopt and install more, those are great places to educate people, similar to, Dave, what you were showing, where you really use the installation as an educational vehicle. And I think there'll be more and more opportunities to do that as more and more of those types of installations occur.
I was just going to say on the New York City solar map, if you've noticed that besides finding out what you could do on your rooftop, existing installations and new installations are put up there as they come on, and a picture that shows what it looks like on the rooftop, but there's also testimonials. So this way you can go to your neighborhood, see who in your area has it and what they had to say about it. You can also see the name of the installation. The owners have to approve this going on, but also then there's the name of the installation company, so it's a nice thing for the installers. And then on the other end of it, of making careful that the solar story, like you said, it's not going to solve every problem. It's part of our energy equation. For example, I was just working with Photon magazine the last couple of days, and they had seen something that the New York Times had said about, 2/3 of New York City's peak energy can be supplied by solar, according, because they started adding up on the New York City solar map. And I said, please don't say that, because there's too many caveats, the viability of the roof, this and that, the other, and you don't want to oversell it, you don't want to undersell it, but you want to put out, it's enough of a good message. You don't have to amplify it like that. And I said, it's better to talk about where you put it, it's better to talk about this. So I spend a lot of my time when I do talk to the media is educating them on the right way and the most accurate way to talk about it, to talk about solar, so that the right message is going out.
Paul, and then Bruce.
You know, I think all these ideas are good, but I'm going to break it down into something really, really simple that I think should be added to the mix. And maybe some of you installers are already doing this. When you go into and you bring your car into a quick lube place, you say, I just want an oil and filter change. How many times do you come out with a new air filter, a new cabin filter, a new whatever? If you get your chimney repaired, oftentimes, somebody will fix it and say, if you had a cap on this chimney, you could alleviate some of the damage, the water seepage that's causing me to be here in the first place. So is there any program where we're training roofers to take a look at, so you call a roofer because you know you have a problem with your roof. You understand, solar is a good thing, but you're not going to take that proactive step. Some of the things, Leslie, that you're talking about. But as a roofer, you go in and you take a look at a roof, and you're trained to see a roof and say, this has perfect exposure for solar. You're schooled in talking to people about, this really isn't as complicated as you think. And you begin to bundle these roofers with solar installers so that somebody who's just intending to get a roof realizes, gee, maybe for another $5,000, $7,000 after all the credits and everything, I can put solar panels on my roof. So then, the onus isn't on the homeowner to go out and learn about this stuff. You're getting roofers and the same way that you might do with other things. You walk to a store, you buy an extended warranty, even though they're not always good values, but you didn't go in with the intent of buying an extended warranty for a product. So I'm just wondering whether any of you installers or any of our panelists know of a program like that where the roofer is the first point of contact.
I'd be more than happy to comment on that. I work for Carlisle, and we are one of the largest manufacturers of single-ply roofing membranes throughout the world for big box retailers. And we've had a program with many of our roofing applicators to train them on the benefits of solar. And many of our roofing applicators as well, there is a company here, Tremco as an example, who they have their own roofing and solar application expertise. And so our company, like Firestone, like other companies as well in this market, will give roofing warranties, train their applicators, and then also give roofing warranties after the solar system has been installed. So from a commercial standpoint, I can just tell you our company and the industry through Green Building Council and others have very active programs in this regard.
I just want to add to that, this is one of my pet peeves with the industry as a whole, is that we've become, just as we've gotten really used to saying away is something that I don't have to deal with, we've gotten hyper